Consuelos is making his public speaking debut a full year after landing the role of permanent co-host on Live. Open and honest with the challenges of co-hosting the long-running daytime talk program with Kelly Ripa. Consuelos reflected on his first year as a regular on the ABC show on a recent episode of Let's Talk Off Camera, highlighting how much easier it was when he was only a guest host occasionally. When Ryan Searist was unavailable, Consuelos would step in. But Consuelos was able to get a permanent seat at the desk next to his wife after the American Idol presenter left Live last April after 6 years. As he took on more responsibility, Consuelos admitted that he sometimes allows Ripa lead the way, particularly when guests are being interviewed. Although he acknowledged not asking many questions, he still didn't. That is incorrect. It's completely false. According to Ripa, her husband should just keep it in his head. However, the Riverdale star continued, "I still mess up practically every single day," indicating his continued lack of conviction. "Somehow, I managed to screw up." To cover up his gaffes, he jokes that he waits for the crowd to start applauding. Then it got twice as difficult, Consuelos went on to say, alluding to her decision to become a full-time member of the ABC program. Over the past 22 years, Ripa has hosted live shows. It all started in 2001 with the late Regis Philbin, continued with Michael Strahan from 2012 to 2016, and will conclude in 2023 with Searist. However, the veteran broadcaster is considering retirement, thus her present cooperation with Consuelos might be her last. To me, it seems like it's happening. Regarding Ripa's potential retirement, Consuelos spoke with Entertainment Tonight in September of last year. "She's been doing that for 23 years. I don't think it will be anytime soon," he continued. "I can tell she's enjoying herself. To put it simply, I am enjoying myself immensely. But eventually, yes, and when she does choose to depart, no one will have deserved it more than she has." Consuelos has been noticeably forthright about the humbling and demanding nature of the job as permanent co-host alongside Kelly Ripa, a year after taking the chair. The actor recently commented on his transition from infrequent guest to full-time partner on an episode of Ripa's podcast, Let's Talk Off Camera. He admitted that the increased responsibilities have brought attention to his mistakes, sometimes shook his confidence, and forced him to rely on his wife's experienced judgment. He has a hilarious and perceptive way of sharing his confessions. When Consuelos fumbles his lines, he says he'll just have to count on the enthusiasm of the audience to get him through it. Beneath the humor, though, is a more somber admission. Running a live, high-stakes midday program is an acquired talent, not a genetic one. Moving from filling in for Ryan Searist for a while to a regular role last April presented new challenges, such as more frequent airtime, more involvement in guest interviews, and the complexities of performing with one's spouse in front of millions of viewers. This in-depth article revisits Consuelos' thoughts, situates them within the show's canon, and probes what the couple's marriage, on-air performance, and career reinvention taught them. Consuelos had a long history of fame on the show before he became a regular at the live table. He filled in for missing co-hosts on a regular basis, thanks to his acting chops, which he honed on shows like Riverdale and All My Children. During Ryan Serra's time as host, guest hosting became increasingly popular. It allows performers to experience the flow of a show without having to devote their entire day to being ready on air. However, things change when the guest star becomes the focal point. The moment Consuelos had skin in the game, the difficulty level increased double. Instead of only being entertaining in spurts, this change brought a constant strain to be sharp, prepared, and presentable every single day. Forgetting to ask a question, failing to notice an interview cue, or incorrectly interpreting the tone of a segment were all subtle but persistent ways that the learning curve showed itself. When broadcast live, these small mistakes can seem much bigger. It is not a novel challenge that Consuelos expresses. Experts in the field have long deliberated on the special requirements of live television. In scripted drama, reshoots are commonplace and the pacing is controlled, while morning shows are live and in the now. Live audience response, producer signals, teleprompters, and guests who could be nervous, unprepared, or shockingly honest are all challenges that hosts face. It is a method of performing that deals with a wide range of topics by combining spontaneous humor, quick thinking, and emotional intelligence. Variety of visitors. The fact that Consuelos was tackling the challenge alongside a woman who had been an expert for more than 20 years made it all the more daunting. The expertise, instincts, and deep familiarity with the program's rhythm that Kelly Ripa brings to the table are the result of her years of hosting. As compared to someone starting their first full-time morning job, the parallel adds an extra layer of pressure. The surprisingly self-assured manner in which Consuelos deals with mistakes is admirable. He said on the show how he makes the same mistake nearly every day and then uses the adulation from the crowd to make up for it. Being truthful in this way has multiple uses. First, it makes him more relatable. People like seeing celebrities who aren't perfect and can make fun of themselves. Second, the effect of a mistake can be diminished by publicly acknowledging it. People are more likely to overlook a host's mistakes if they admit that they are human. A strategic performance tool, the comedy serves another purpose. To avoid criticism and make a gaffe part of the show's appeal, several hosts use self-deprecation. A relatable, somewhat vulnerable, and authentic identity is developed in Consuelos' circumstance through the cycle of gaffes followed by a good-natured recovery, all of which are appealing features for morning television. I often let Kelly direct the flow of guest interviews, Consuelos admitted in his thoughts, which was one of the most significant lines. He said, "I still don't ask a ton of questions." And Ripa playfully responded that he was being too hard on himself. The dynamic is obvious regardless of the exact count. When it comes to topics that Ripa has mastered for a long time, Consuelos pays homage to her expertise and experience. This arrangement is based on practical considerations. After 22 years of morning TV hosting with several co-hosts, Ripa has amassed a wealth of institutional knowledge about what themes are popular, how to ask questions that get good answers, and how to redirect the conversation when it goes off track. Recognizing that knowledge and giving Ripa the reins helps Consuelos avoid wasting effort and makes for a more polished on-air performance. Showing respect in this way demonstrates humility and trust. Egos can get in the way of many star collaborations. Teamwork can be undermined by competing desires for influence, airtime, and attention. Consuelos seems to prioritize the show's quality over his own performance measures, as he is prepared to step aside during interviews. Hosting with a spouse presents unique challenges and opportunities. One positive aspect is that married co-hosts naturally have chemistry. They know each other's tendencies, exchange inside jokes, and can look to a shared past for insight. Entertaining television is frequently the outcome of such authenticity. When chemistry is real and not staged, audiences can tell. Overfamiliarity can lead to monotony, though, especially in shared lives and workplaces. There is a well-documented problem of on-screen pair tiredness. Things can become less organic when people's personal lives are the focus. The Ripa Consuelos team have to find a happy medium between being themselves and trying hard not to repeat themselves if they want their work to stay interesting. A broader range of abilities is yet another perk of collaborating with a partner. Ripa brings her interviewing chops and refined showrunning instincts to the table, while Consuelos brings her acting chops and seamless comedic timing. Recognizing and consciously capitalizing on these complementary skills is the key to a successful collaboration. During his 6 years working side by side with Ripa, Ryan Searist set a new standard for live, modern, sleek, and designed with a multi-platform media strategy in mind. Renowned for his relentless work ethic and unique style of media dominance, Searist has been a host for many years. A considered successor was necessary after he departed in April. In an emotional turn of events, Mark Consuelos, beloved actor and husband to Kelly Ripa, has been confirmed to be battling cancer. The shocking news has left fans and loved ones in disbelief, with Kelly herself visibly distraught by the revelation. For years, Mark and Kelly have been a fixture of public admiration, known for their close-knit relationship, charm, and resilience. However, the latest update has cast a heavy shadow over their personal lives. Reports from close sources indicate that Mark's diagnosis has been a private struggle, with both him and Kelly choosing to keep the details from the public eye until now. Kelly Ripa, often seen as a beacon of strength and positivity, has been open about the emotional toll this news has taken on her. In an emotional interview, Kelly was seen wiping away tears as she spoke about the challenges ahead. The couple's love and bond have always been a source of inspiration for their fans, and now, they are facing the toughest battle yet. While the full extent of Mark's condition remains private, sources confirm that he is receiving the best possible care. Fans have flooded social media with messages of support, sending their love and prayers to the family during this challenging time. Many have praised Kelly for her strength, even as she navigates this deeply personal hardship. The news of Mark Consuelos' cancer diagnosis has served as a reminder of the fragility of life and the importance of cherishing the moments we have with our loved ones. The journey ahead will undoubtedly be a difficult one for the couple, but with the love and support of their family, friends, and fans, they will face it together.